how many lives have you done so far?
Actually, it's three, I think. But the first one was with Young High Flyers, and I forgot to press the go live button. So we were talking in the studio for like a solid 40 minutes, and none of it got recorded. It was such a like
Damn.
it was a great conversation, and none of it got recorded.
Oh yeah, I
I
remember
took
you posted that. I seen you
yeah,
post that on your story.
I took such a massive loss so early that like the rest of this is just whatever happens happens. Like it,
But it's good though that you know you're in the
I took
beginning
an
stages, so
immediate
it's good
L.
that you made the mistake.
Yeah,
It's good though, because literally that's why I haven't gone on it yet. But yeah, like it's good to make the mistakes in the beginning. That way you get that shit out the way, and then when you start, getting better and better, it's all a learning experience. At the end of the day, like I said before, like you got to be a student of life, man. Like you got to be a student of life, and you got to just always expect the unexpected. Like that moment where the live wasn't recorded, like that sucks, but it's a learning experience, and now you know every single time to make sure that you're live. So if that never happened, you could have probably had like a live that's like super powerful, but you forgot to press the live button. So it's good to make the mistakes early on.
when it happened, I immediately thought about Gary V and how he'll always talk about you won't like win on your first try, but you gotta keep doing it. And I was like, wow, this is
Yep.
my first. I can't believe it. I actually didn't win on my first try. Like I took such a massive L, and I just started.
And that's good though that you still kept going because most people they'll give up. Like they'll be like, you know what? That's a sign. I'm not gonna do it no more. Like forget this. But it's good that you didn't give up. You just was like, you know what? Hey, I made the mistake. Let's try again. Some people are so hard on themselves that they would have made that mistake and they would never go live again. Literally,
Some
never go live again.
I think some people are
So
just they're too
I'm
like
glad that
mentally.
you still stayed positive.
I think some people are just too mentally soft to keep going. Like um they might not have the grit to say, all right, this happened, it didn't work out, but I'll buckle down and keep going.
Exactly.
Because I've had a couple
That's
situations
why.
like that in my life where things weren't going my way, but I said, well, I'll push through.
Exactly. As it should be. Like that I can definitely relate because even like my like in the beginning stages of me trading stocks, like most people would give up blowing their account the first or second time, but
Twice.
I was just like, you know what? I blew my account 3 times, but like the third time I was just like, that's it for me. Like I need to find out what my problem is and I'm gonna fix it. But I never thought like forget it. I'm gonna just give up and go do something else. I was just like, if there's people that's successful at this, I can definitely be successful at it. I just need to find what works for me and stick to it. And it's just a learning experience. Like that's why like people who gives up when they make that first mistake or that they get that first failure, I'm just like, you're just weak willed and you think that you're different from the rest of the people in the world who's made mistakes and became successful. Like in order to become successful, you have to make mistakes. Like that's just the way life works. Like I was a football player in high school, and I was one of the smallest dudes on the team. But I never let that be like a clutch for me, or not a clutch, a crutch. I never let that stop me because I had the heart in me, and I knew okay, like no matter what it is, I don't care how if I'm the smallest dude, I'm gonna give every single 100% of my effort. Because at the end of the day, if I'm giving 100% of my effort, that's all that mattered to me at the end of the day. Now, I did eventually get injured and I couldn't, pursue a football career, but I still gave 100% of my effort. I was one of the smallest dude. I came from being one of the smallest dude that no one knew about, to being the smallest dude that's tackling everybody. So like that's another thing too. Like people don't realize like your quote unquote limitations can also be a tool you use to get like ahead of your competition. Like something that you might feel like might set you back might actually be something that benefits you. And if you know how to use it in the right way, you can be ahead of many people that's in the same field as you. Like for me, I was small, that was my disadvantage, but I was fast. So that was my advantage. So instead of focusing on being the small dude, I focused on becoming faster, which that just eventually paid off. So that's why I'm saying, like, you know, making that mistake of not recording your first live, that was the disadvantage. But you knew that you have a message to say. You knew that like you have like something powerful that you got to give out to the world. So focus on that. Forget about the mistake. Focus on that. And that's for everyone that's gonna watch this live. Like if you have a disadvantage, quote unquote, focus on your strengths. Even Gary he says this. Focus on your strengths and not your weaknesses. Because if you keep focusing on your weakness, you're just gonna.
I can relate to what you were saying with the sports because I ran track for 3 years in high school, and I was the slowest guy on my team for all 3 years. But I showed up to almost every practice. I didn't have like the ability, but I had the work ethic.